It's July 4th, and I'm recording this video. I always celebrate the 4th. July 4th, 1776, our Declaration of Independence was signed. It stated that we now have a government for the people, by the people, which shall not perish from this earth. It also stated that we were all entitled to the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. And in that pursuit, many people died, but it is a right worth preserving. It's interesting to note, 50 years after they signed the Declaration of Independence in 1826, both John Adams and Thomas Jefferson passed away, both of them knowing that they had lived a long life, they were friends, and they knew it was July 4th. And they stated, both of them, that forevermore, July 4th should be celebrated with fireworks and with happiness, because we were now a free people, free from the tyranny of Great Britain. And to remain a free people, we've got to be involved not only in the daily lives with our families and our friends and our community, but we've got to be involved in voting to maintain that freedom. The Reverend William Barber, who I really like, he's established Moral Mondays. And on July 14th, he's going to Memphis, Tennessee, and starting a huge registration drive for voting. There's nothing we can do more than be involved citizens, no matter what the laws are of your state. You've got to be involved. You've got to vote. And if you're eligible and you want to run for office, please do, because I think we need new blood, new ideas in government. Right now, we don't have a government for the people, by the people. We have a death cult in Washington. It's headed by Donald Trump and the GOP who follow him. It's not loyalty, it's money. Their benefactors are the corporations and the uber wealthy. And this big, ugly bill that came out yesterday and hasn't been signed yet by Trump, well, it's not going to deliver pleasantries for we the people. They're clever. The spending cuts don't come into effect until after the midterm elections. But before that, we're going to see the spending part of the bill. And if you want to know what it contains, I'll just say it in a couple of words. We're going to be spending about $450 billion on immigration control. $450 billion. Sure, some of it's going to go to defense, but then again, Trump is employing our armies to maintain some of the detention centers and also to oversee immigration control. And you better know, it's not just immigrants and violent immigrants that are being deported. It's American citizens. One Iranian woman gardening in her garden in Louisiana was taken away before her family even woke up. She's been here for 47 years. They were scared she was a threat to the government while they were bombing Iran. It's a little stretch of the imagination. She still hasn't gotten home to her family. But that's what the government can do. A government that is lawless, that does not abide by the Constitution, and this big ugly bill of spending and cuts to our social safety net, many of the items in there do not conform to the parliamentarians' view of the Constitution. A viewpoint that's not a viewpoint. It's the laws and regulations that Congress set up years ago to make a structure for our Constitution and for our agencies. So, whatever's happening in Washington, it's not legal. The reconciliation bill has got many points to it that don't go along with our Constitution and don't belong in a reconciliation bill. But let's think about what else is in this great big spending bill. It's tax cuts, the continuation of tax cuts that would have sunset in November of this year for all major corporations. That's going to continue. And what will that do to our deficit? Our deficit is set to balloon from anywhere from 3.3 trillion bucks to $6 trillion. It will be 6% of our gross domestic product. So giving away as much money as we're giving away means that the government collects less revenue. And we're not going to finance science, education, infrastructure, climate emergencies, NOAA, the NIH, university sciences. So much will be lost if this bill actually goes into effect. Little revenue and a lot of graft for a few. A lot of loopholes so the ultra wealthy don't have to pay taxes. Sure, it'll benefit people who are on tips, some of them. But basically, this is a spending bill in peacetime without revenue generators. You wanted revenue? Well, take away what's really killing us. And that's the fossil fuel industry and their emissions and the toxicity that everyone is producing with petroleum. We give $1 trillion in subsidies to the fossil fuel industry. In one fell swoop, we don't take it all, we could take half and have $500 million to spend on what would help we the people. But we're not doing that. No. This is a cult of death. Take away our health care, you take away our food programs, you take away our money for education, you take away our money for Medicare, Medicaid, and put people on life support, where again, they can't pay for health or health maintenance or wellness because now there's nothing in the coffer. This is an American tragedy that we created. We didn't have to do this. We've got perfectly good people to develop budgets that make it a way of life for we the people, a way for us to prosper, to have jobs, and to work with good paying jobs. But we've elected not to do that. I think we should think again at who we're electing and don't be conned because the cuts in this great big ugly bill don't come into effect until after the midterms of 2026. Don't be fooled. They're there, they're in the bill, and they're going to hurt us. But before that, we'll have a lot of inflation, and we'll be spending money on items that none of us want. So there's hope, because unless you're under a rock, you know what to expect. And also, we have the power of the ballot box, and we have the power to protest and protest aggressively, but non-violently, for our rights to be reestablished. Have a wonderful July 4th, but be mindful that Trump wanted this big, ugly spending bill, and he wanted the cuts to Medicaid and Medicare, even if he says he didn't, because he knows what's in the bill. Be mindful and register to vote. And if you don't vote, we're all going to be in trouble.